There's a new report out by Reuters that actually looked into the individuals, the institutions, and of course the organizations that Donald Trump has targeted since he got back in office on January 20th of this year. And according to the analysis, there is roughly 470, a little more than 470, different people, organizations, and institutions that Donald Trump has definitely targeted in this first year in office. Over 470, and that doesn't even include plenty of international organizations or foreign organizations, just the ones here in the US. So we are averaging, in Trump's first year in office, more than one revenge action per day. Donald Trump pledged in, I believe it was March of 2023, when he sent out that campaign email and said, "I am your retribution." And it was pretty obvious during his whole campaign that he was, if he got back into office, which of course he did, going to embark on what we've come to call the revenge agenda, targeting anyone and anything that he feels ever did him wrong. And even though he's mostly failed in everything that he has done since coming back into office, the one thing he didn't fail on was going after all of these groups and people. But most of those have actually failed in very humorous and hilarious ways, but some of them have been successful, right? I mean, the law firms he went after all gave him a lot of money and over $1 billion in free representation for right-wing causes. Colleges are bowing down to him, giving in to his demands. But when it comes to the individual people, right? I mean, think back a week ago to Letitia James and James Comey. It's not going so well for them. But either way, Reuters decided we're going to contact every single person that Trump and organization and institution that Trump has gone after. And they did. They contacted each and every individual. Most of them talked to Reuters. So Reuters actually figured out a little way to kind of sort everybody. They broke them down into two groups. Members of the first group, at least 247 individuals and entities, were singled out by name, either publicly by Trump and his appointees or later in government memos, legal filings, or other records. Another 224 people were caught up in broader retribution efforts not named individually, but ensnared in crackdowns on groups or perceived opponents. So you got two big groups. The group of generic people and then the group of specific people. And the generic group, of course, includes people that say, hey, you work for this agency, we think you're woke or we think you're DEI, you're gone. So that's that group. But then they took the three groups and they broke them down into three subgroups. Or the different types of retribution, I should say. Sorry, there were three different kinds of retribution of the people in those two groups. The first, most common, were punitive acts, such as firing, suspensions, investigations, and the revocation of security clearances. 462 suffered those fates. Second was threatening individuals. Trump and his administration targeted at least 46 individuals, businesses, and other entities with threats of investigations or penalties, including freezing federal funds for Democratic-led cities, such as New York and Chicago. The third form was coercion. In at least a dozen cases, organizations such as law firms and universities signed agreements with the government to roll back diversity initiatives or other policies after facing administration threats of punishment, such as security clearance revocations and loss of federal funding and contracts. That's the pathetic one. Coercion. Trump said, oh, we're going to come after you if you don't do what I say. And they said, okay, we'll do what you say. Now, as we've seen from other groups that didn't cave in, all you had to do was say, piss off, we'll see you in court, and you would have won, because the other groups are winning. But you decided to roll over, show your belly, and be a good boy for Donald Trump. A lot of the individuals who, of course, have been fired, either those specifically targeted or those more generic ones, have filed lawsuits against the government. A lot of them have been reinstated. So even with this insane revenge agenda that Trump has gone on by weaponizing the government, which he always accused the Democrats of doing, but he's the one who does it, he's losing. That's how bad this guy is at literally everything. He's pulled 55 nominations this year alone, a record number, because he can't even get Republicans to vote on these people. He's tanked the economy. He's destroyed our standing in the world. He's turned all these demographics that were trending Republican back to the left. He sucks so hard at everything. It is shocking to me that there is still anyone in this country, a single person even, that can look at this guy and think he's is a success. Excuse me. He is the worst at everything. And each and every passing day, he proves that a little more. Scientists recently discovered a new evolutionary trait in puppies, and it's that they cannot grow up and reach their full potential unless you subscribe to this channel. Don't do it for me, folks. Do it for little Atlas and Judge here. Good boys. You do good. You want to say something? No? Okay.